Before we get started, I have an Instagram with all my drawings if you are interested, and if you are interested in the brushes I use for my illustrations, they can all be found on my Patreon. So in this tutorial, I'll be going over the side view of the head, how to draw the side view of the head, the 3/4 view of the head, and the front view of the head. I will not be going into any facial features such as the eyes and the mouth because I want to keep it as simple as possible. And I will also be going over tips at the end of the video that will hopefully help you draw the head a little bit easier. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is draw an ellipse. You want to make the ellipse a little bit longer in width than in height, and it will more accurately depict what a human skull looks like. And then once you are done doing that, you want to go around halfway between the middle of the ellipse and the left side of the ellipse, make a straight line going down for the middle section of your face. And then once you're done doing that, you're going to want to get a line, drag it from the side of there, around halfway between the ellipse and the bottom of the ellipse. You're going to want to draw a line straight like this, and then you can even draw a line backwards for a little for like the side plane of the face, which will make it a little bit easier to depict it as a 3D object. Then you're going to want to start the cheek right here from where the middle line and the ellipse connects right here. And then you're going to want to drag that down, and you're going to want to curve it around the halfway point of between this and this. And then you're going to curve it down like this. And then once you're doing that, you want to make the chin. Never make the chin a point because it makes it look really 2D and just not good in general. So you want to curve it a little bit like that, and then you want to drag it up, and then around this section, around like just a little bit below the bottom of the ellipse, you're going to want to stop this and then spike the jawline up like that, which will then make it look a little bit better. And then after that, you're going once you bring it up to this line, you're going to want to start the ear. Once you start the ear, you're gonna bring it up. This is just a rant like just a ear just to show the head a little bit more. And then once you do that, you can come over here and you can drag this up and then into the circle. And then now you can do whatever you want. You can erase the guidelines and or drag it, keep dragging it across, getting less head, and then you pretty much have your head right here. Alright, so for the front view of the head, you're going to want to grab an ellipse, probably more towards a circle. You still want to make the width a little bit longer than the height, just to better represent the head. And then once you do that, you're going to want to make a line directly down the middle of the face. It doesn't have to be directly in the center, but more or less so. And then you're going to want to make another line in between the halfway point of the ellipse and the bottom of the ellipse, and go right between like that. And then this will be where the eyes are going. Okay, and then around right below here, right a little bit right below the bottom of the ellipse, you're going to want to make another line, which will put where we're going to have the cheeks curve. So then you're going to go where this line connects to the ellipse, you're going to want to bring it down, and then right around this line, you're going to want to curve it and bring it in like that. And then the same for the other side, you want to drag it, boom, like that. But before we do that, you never want to make this a point, like the 3/4, because of the fact that it will make it look 2D and just not good in general. So you always want to curve it a little bit and then drag it up like this. And then after that, you can go ahead and add an ear. This is just to help with like showing the head a little bit more. It's not necessary on both sides. And then you can go back in. You can erase all of this or this. I didn't make the cheek perfect for the sake of the tutorial, not being too long, but you can always go back in and fix it and make it more symmetrical. Alright, so to start off, we're going to want another ellipse. This one's going to be a little bit more wider than it is in height because of the fact that it will represent the head a lot better. And then once you go, then you're going to want to make a line around the middle point of this ellipse. You're going to drag it down like that, and then you're going to make another line around where these two connect, or these two lines connect, and then just drag it back like that. Once you do that, you can go ahead and start the nose. The nose is going to start around right here. You're going to drag it down like this, and you're going to want to curve it in like this. Boom. And you're going to want to drag it out for the top lip all the way down to the middle of the lip. And then you're going to want to drag it out again for the bottom of the lip, curve it in like this, and then make it like that. And the lips will always vary depending on the facial expression you're giving your character. So I'm going to just keep it like this to make it simple. And just to add a mouth so it doesn't look too weird. So it doesn't look like the character's puckering their lips, we're going to just do that. And then you're going to want to drag the chin backwards like this. Drag the chin backwards. You never want to exceed this line, because it will probably make the chin look a little bit too big. But everybody's face shape is different. This is just a basic one to get it down. And then you're going to want to, around right below here, right below the bottom of the lips, you're going to want to get the jaw, drag it up like that, and then you're going to want to just add an ear. This is just for the sake of the tutorial, so it makes the head a little bit easier to recognize, or more 3D. And then once you do that, you're going to come back up here, you're going to drag this in and then out, just a little bit, and then so it connects with the head. Once you do that, you can come in and then you can go ahead and start getting rid of your guidelines. Get rid of all the guidelines. Okay. Something like that. And then if you want, you can go and just drag this down like that, and you have a pretty basic head shape. Go ahead and clean it up just a little bit. It's not going to be perfect because I want to keep the tutorial pretty simple and fast, and that should be that's going to be how you draw a side view. Okay, so for the first tip, it is the construction lines for the side view. It's just to make it a little bit easier to place all your facial features and mouth and stuff. So what I usually do is that a little bit below the eye line, I will make a line going straight down like that, and then straight down like that to connect here. And that will make it a little bit easier, not a straight line, but a curve. That'll make it a little bit easier to figure out where to place your nose and your mouth. You want to keep it mainly around this line and then curving down. But this will also not apply to everybody's face, like any face. This is just more for an anime style, a simplistic. So keep that in mind. And then another thing, the second tip I wanted to go over was the ellipse. I was saying this a lot. You never want to use a perfect circle because the head isn't a perfect circle. It's more of an ellipse, like a spear kind of, and it will be a little bit longer in width than in height. So try not to use a circle because the ellipse will more realistically more realistic head type. Okay, another thing for my third tip I recommend is to add your own construction lines. So what I basically mean by that is to if the 3D object of the head isn't like it is not, you can't really see the 3D-ness of it too easily. You can always add a curve like this to make it look more 3D, and it will make it look like more like a spear. And then another thing you can do is to add your own construction lines by adding, let's say, a line right here for the cheek. When you add a line right there for the cheek, now whenever you make the construction lines, you will be able to see where to put the cheek. So before you start drawing the face, you can come down and then you know to curve right here, and then you do that. But you can do this for anything. You can add it anywhere. You can make it like here, the side of the plane, the side plane of the face, to make it easier to understand where to put certain things. And all I really recommend is to just make your own construction lines, make it easier so you understand it, and then you can always apply it to something else. You can change, you can take something away from it, you can add something to it, and it's all up to you. Thank you for watching this video. I will be making more tutorials in the future on the facial features such as the eyes and the mouth and nose and stuff. And if you enjoyed or found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe.